Now let's get you up. Come on, phone. That's not what I'm looking for. There we go. I am just tweeting that we are back. There we go. Good. I need some sort of music. I am feeling very low energy today. Let's see. Who am I looking for? I can never remember the channel name. Oh, should we do copyright-free Christmas music? Perfect. I feel like this is definitely not quite correct for what we're doing, which is ripping apart my truly terrible old writing, but I think it works, right? Okay, so we had a very short stream before we got interrupted earlier where we wrote 2 sentences. Today I am continuing to drink Mike's Hard Lemonade because I love them. Okay, so we've got millions of multicolored lights shone like jewels spilled on black cloth. I actually like that metaphor. I guess younger me had something good. Okay, let's see, here and there. Patches of darkness could be spotted. The only wilderness in the world. Wow, we are really disastrous and defeatist. Okay. Didn't know where he was going. He never did. Another country. Another job. I said just more blood, but we're gonna just put more blood to be spilled for a young country that was only beginning to figure itself out. First I had that was just figuring things out, but that didn't sound great. I just don't know. I changed his name to Zane. For all Zane knew, he was going to die on this mission. Oh my. Death had been on his mind an awful lot. Recently. We're just gonna put death had been on his mind recently. And he knew he had to be close. To dying. He hoped so. If you feel like you should be dying, please remember to contact your suicide hotline. I will try to link some in the description below. Try not to be alone this holiday season, even though I know we're all very distanced from each other and haven't seen people we love. But please remember there are people who care about you and will definitely be there for you if you reach out. Also, trigger warning for apparently violence, discussions of abuse, kidnapping, I think that's what it is so far. All Zane could remember was violence. Sorry, I just had read the sentence. His father beat him for having strength beyond any human. His mother cursed him as a demon spawn. Oh my gosh, the premise of this. He had been genetically mutated at birth by the government. Sorry. Maybe I've just read Michael Vey or something. His real parents murdered. The government found him again. See, that's where I have issues with my own premise. Shouldn't they keep track of him? When he accidentally killed a classmate. Oof. How old, man? His physical powers were advanced. When he ran, he was a blur. That's such a bad description. Oh my. He could lift cars if the situation demanded. The same could be said for normal humans. Because adrenaline, oh my lord. Okay. Need better specifications on powers, because that's just bad explanations, friends. I love how the last line is, and he was a merciless assassin. I can't with myself. All of these led to his training and realization as a merciless assassin. Oh, I have to love younger me. See, now, I'm not ever sure of how old I was when I was writing this, because when the main characters are like 15 or 16, you could be anything from like 11 to like 15 or 16. Well, no, because when you're 15 or 16, you're like, oh, I want them to seem adult, and I don't feel like an adult, so you make them like 17 or 18. Oh. Okay. So I must have been young, but not that young, because this handwriting is actually neat. Nobody suspects a 15-year-old of being capable, I'm gonna say, of murder. So then we return to musing about the meaningless of his life. seems out of place. This time we're not including his musings. I must have been depressed when I was writing this. His mission was to rescue a girl being... Okay, so I just wrote the next sentence. His mission this time was to rescue the daughter of the Vice President of the United States. How exciting. Do I ever name these mysterious authority figures? The plane touched down. The ramp lowered. And off Zane went. He arrived at the bunker. What bunker? That doesn't even make sense. He arrived at the bunker in minutes. The place 20 miles out from the airport. Ooh, how exciting. Why did I have to note that he was a little out of breath? I'm not writing that down. Why is he sneaking into this bunker? Oh, because he's rescuing the girl. Okay, sorry. I thought maybe he was getting briefed on the mission. There was a lot of security there. Nothing he couldn't handle. Oh my gosh, this really is Mary Sue, isn't it? Zine, even better, a better name. Zane climbed over the 20-foot high fence, because apparently he's really smart too, and walked. Why is it a keep now? I'm gonna put main building. Bunkers do not have keeps. His anonymous black garb blending in. I refuse to write military uniform. If it's a uniform, then it would be different. Sunny would be pleased. Who is Sunny? We'll see. I'm assuming it's for a reason. I'm gonna make an assumption that I said that Sunny was the costume disguise designer. He got to the last room where she was bound to be. What about the other rooms? Why is this girl in all white? Oh, I was being weirdly romantic. You heteronormativity. Okay. Let's see. The girl was tied to a metal chair in the center of the room. She had been put in plain linen clothes, a few sizes too large for her. We're just gonna put you as handcuffed to it. Why use rope when you can use handcuffs? Much simpler. Let's see. I don't care about all that. I think it's kind of useless. stood out in stark relief on her pale face. Her long hair had been bundled into a thick, ragged braid. Yeah, the original description was pretty bad, as in just unnecessarily dramatic. Two men guarding her headed for him. Zane. Ooh, he is such a Mary Sue. Maybe I was trying to make it kind of like One Punch Man, where he's super overpowered and thus has to learn to live and love, laugh as well. Live, laugh, love. Oh, sorry. He killed the two guards, which I described with one sentence. So we don't care about that, I guess. The girl's blue eyes stared at him. Oh, I had her gagged for this part. Probably because I hate writing dialogue. Let's see, the girl's blue eyes are wide and shocked. Who are you? In reply, Zane ripped apart the handcuffs tethering her to the chair, pulling her to stand. See, she stood warily, but as she placed her weight on her left foot, she whimpered and started to fall. Zane plopped her back into the chair and pulled up her pant leg to look. Her ankle was red, swollen. Is that how you spell swollen? That doesn't look right to me. And hot to the touch. A bad sprain. Maybe even a fracture. I don't know what a fracture looks like. I only know what a sprain looks like. With a sigh, he knelt before her and gestured for her to get on his back. Okay. I don't know why I have such like a this is like such a power fantasy. With a sigh, he knelt forward and gestured for her to get on his back. She hesitated, shaking hands, coming to rest on his shoulders. He growled out, "Do you want to get out of here or not?" "I do," she squeaked like a mouse, because she is probably just a really mousy character that I wrote. Hi, I really fell into gender tropes. Also because I have some, I guess, really strong preferences. I do, she squeaked. Hurriedly climbing on. And grasping onto him with strength born of desperation. Her injured ankle came to rest around his waist, interlocking with the other. At least she had some sort of pain tolerance. He will be ready. This is such a bad rescue scene. I don't even know. Yeah, let's see. Zane took off running. Brushing past the enemy's soldiers before hurtling over the fence. I'm adding this dramatization because it's really bad. Oh, this is such a bad description. I don't even know if I can bear writing any more of this. God, this is so long, too. Why? Why so? Why past self? Why did I make everything a Mary Sue? Somebody tell me why. Okay, he reached the plane, and they took off. Gone just as swiftly as they arrived. I'm sorry, I'm just being so overdramatic as I'm typing this up. Why is this girl getting delivered at the Pentagon? Oh my god. My writing was so bad. I do feel better about my writing now, I'm gonna be honest. We're just gonna start a new page. Zane jolted awake as the plane touched down. The usual bump of wheel on tarmac, making itself known. A light pressure on his right shoulder made him look, seeing a dark head of hair right, the girl. They had arrived back in the US at the drop. Yeah, I'll say the drop location. It was a privately owned airfield on the outskirts of DC, one that usually launched brightly colored leisure vehicles, planes. Let's see. Today, it housed the Vice President of the United States and his guard reuniting with his daughter. Bearing that in mind, Zane tapped the top of the girl's head. She slowly stirred, tilting her head against his shoulder to look up at him, eyes barely opening. We're here, he replied, because he's an emotionless idiot. Positioning her back into her own seat. Securing her seatbelt before clicking his own into place as they de-accelerated with a no regards to safety down the much shorter runway. I have no clue if private runways are shorter than military runways, but we are going with it. I just realized that I might have this muted. Yeah, I just had that muted this entire time. I'm so sorry. The whole plane shook. Lights flickering and cargo nets waving around the hold. Finally, experience stopped. The two jolting forwards. We can get off now. Sam said dispassionately, letting himself out of the seat and moving to the release of the door. With a quick lever pull, he opened and started to descend, because I have no clue how planes work, so we're guessing. Oh no, thank you, friend. What is one thought I've never had before? A thought I've never had before. Probably dreading Christmas. Or like wondering really don't know. This is a very good question. I've probably never wondered how hard liquor tastes. Because I know it's all gross. Without trying it. Or that I've... No, that's definitely a very good question. Are you just surveying all the small channels you can find on Twitch? Oh, thank you for the follow, Swiss Cretnode. Swiss Secret Node. That's my best. I'm transcribing so much junk onto my Google Drive. I'm so not impressed with this story, but I also want to know what I had happen. Younger me was very bloodthirsty. Not that I'm not bloodthirsty now, I just hide it more. Oh, I made this Trisha girl really annoying. Well, my Swiss friend, that's probably the next question. Are you actually from Switzerland? I just found a bunch of fuzz on my microphone and I almost blew it off. That is not gonna be a fun experience for anybody. The girl moved up next to him. Limping and swaying with exhaustion. Because I continue to be overdramatic when I write, I guess. It's one thing that has not changed. I really should be working on that one story. But I am not feeling it, friends. Let's see, the girl moved up next to him, limping and swaying with exhaustion. Looking down. Zane was abruptly reminded of her injury. The cloth wrap around her foot and ankle. Let's say the cloth of her pants. No. Around her foot and ankle. Sorry for all the sniffing. I'm eternally stuffed up. He offered his arm to help balance her down the steep staircase that awaited them. I'm such a weirdo. I was such a weirdo. I continue to be a weirdo, but not in the same way. Okay, we finally got to the destination. Shush, you're safe, was the cry that greeted them as they emerged from the plane. Tall, scarily thin, white-haired man bounded towards I've said staircase so many times in this page. Bounded towards the bottom of the staircase. Trish gave a thrill. Almost immediately broke away from Zane to hobble as fast as she could towards her father. Now that I'm writing this and I've named this girl Trish, I can't help but think of Trisha Paytas. See the man's squad of guards trailed behind him like a tail, spreading over the hangar to keep a lookout for threats. Zane watched from on high as the two embraced. The father curling around his daughter. But the agent saw her barely hidden flinch as the man put his arms near her. Why was she scared of her own father? I love how he's asking this. This is such a bad story. I need to read the rest of this to see if it's really bad or not. It just makes me cry internally. Sometimes the old writing does not need to be saved. Sometimes the writing is also a clear knockoff of other things. AKA, looking at you, the stuff I put to throw out pile that was a clear knockoff of Sword Art Online. That was just embarrassing. Okay, friends, I think I am going to end my stream here and log off because I want to catch up on Moriarty the Patriot, Heaven Official's Blessing, and Jujutsu Kaisen because I am a hopeless weeb. Also because they've been like some of the very few things I've actually been interested in watching. And I can finally stop watching all the YouTube drama videos because it's a little bit emotionally exhausting. So, thank you for coming, thank you for watching, thank you for following Swiss Secret Node. It was great to have a very brief chat with you, and I hope everyone has a great Christmas. Thank you all, and I will see you later. Scholastically Natalie is